It just blows our minds that this only happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago. This was still a very relevant thing that people lived in.
Just had our coffee, like we do every morning, and we're ready to get this day started. After a really warm, about 20 minutes
Yeah, not too
on the
bad.
bus, not too bad.
And only 40 cents.
Yeah.
80 cents for the two of us.
Yeah, that's crazy. But we're finally here. I'm excited. I'm gonna check this place out. This is freaking cool.
We've only been in here for about 20 minutes now, but this place just seems to keep going and going, and there's room for everything that we're seeing so far. You see pictures of it and you read about it online and you hear that it's big and like it's just massive, but it really is. In June 1978, this anti-nuclear bunker was inaugurated by Enver Hoxha. It's rumored that he's never been here, but there's actually a picture of him inside the bunker shaking hands with someone right as you're walking in. So again, when we say this place is large, 5 floors, 106 rooms. That's crazy. That's unreal. And also you gotta think about how this was built. Who built it? Where did the money come from? This place just gives you a tiny glimpse into how paranoid this guy was. He thought everybody was out to get him, and I've heard specifically he thought the US and the Soviet Union were just gonna come and get him any day and at the same time. So he was preparing for the world to end. If you look online, you'll probably see the number 750,000 bunkers, that number pop up, but I think there was plans to build around 700,000 bunkers all over Albania, but probably only about 170,000 were actually built. So something Enver Hoxha and the Communist Party was really big on is this equal society. So that meant that women were allowed to vote, and they also went to work in the workplace. So both women and children were working. Both women and children were fighting. Everybody had a mandatory military obligation. So that means women and children knew how to shoot a gun and were ready to fight at any moment. So Enver Hoxha was so paranoid and just so fearful that everybody was out to get him. Everybody was now an enemy. So Albania eventually became so closed off that now it's became self-reliant. So they were producing everything that they were consuming. Everything was government ran, state ran. Something else that we've heard, there's, I guess, mixed stories and mixed feelings, because I guess there were some good things. Now this is all stuff that we've heard and we've read, but some good things that came from Enver Hoxha, and one of them, he was really big on education. He was actually a school teacher before he became a communist dictator, and so education was really important to him. From 8 to 12, they would have school, and then from 2 to 4, the kids would have to do homework, but they would have to do them at home. And so what would happen is the teacher would pick up 2 of the best students, and she would basically drop them off in the neighborhood and have them spy on other kids and tell them if they were doing their homework or not. And they would get in big trouble. If they were playing outside, they would get punished for that. So it definitely instilled fear into the kids and into the parents, I'm sure, to do their homework. So yes, they learned how to read and write. I think prior to Enver Hoxha, most of the population was illiterate, and then after they became literate.
Very clear that there was no individualism, you know, like everything was the same. All the furniture was the same, all the buildings was the same, and that's insane. Like, it's just crazy. It's hard for me to imagine something like that where you don't have nothing for yourself. Everything is the same, like your clothes that you wear the same, the furniture. It's mind-blowing for me. Wow, that was a sight to see.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
That was really well put together. I was impressed. And
it's really interactive. When you get in there, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of like things happening while you move around. It's not just writing on a wall.
I'm just glad that they have this stuff open and the information is there for us to learn, and it really like opens up your eyes. You see the people and you see the buildings and the places in just a slightly different light than what you did when we first got here to like know all this information. It's still, we keep saying it, but it just blows our minds that this only happened. I say only, but this happened 30 years ago, 40 years ago. This was still a very relevant thing that people lived in, and it's just,
they come far away in 30 years, and it's really nice.
Yeah, there's so much energy and just here, and it's a good energy. It's it's got a good vibe to it.
We love this place.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. But we're gonna end that right here. So thank you very much for watching,